Okay, this is Pumpkinhead 4, Blood Feud. So finally, after a 2-year absence off the Pumpkinhead franchise, I finally watched Pumpkinhead 4. And holy shit, what can I say besides this movie is fucked up.
Tragedy, ain't it?
And what do I mean by fucked up? It's not that I felt like I was thoroughly entertained or was enjoying the movie the whole time. Most of the time I was actually scrolling through my phone waiting for shit to happen.
Tragedy, ain't it?
If you ever wanted to see a Pumpkinhead film that took a very Shakespearean approach, this is the movie for you. And when I mean Shakespearean, I mean hillbillies at their best, trying to portray some sort of Shakespearean acting. This is the Romeo and Juliet of the Pumpkinhead franchise. So if you didn't get it from the title, Pumpkinhead 4 Blood Feud isn't because there's gonna be another Pumpkinhead or any of the other 7 demons of revenge that Pumpkinhead is tied to that if you've ever read the comic books. No, there's no great Pumpkinhead battle between other monsters. This literally means blood feud between 2 hillbilly families in the hills that Lance Henriksen character lived in the first Pumpkinhead film, Ed Harley. The movie starts off with 2 hillbillies running away from Pumpkinhead, and right away they show Pumpkinhead, and he looks just like he did in Pumpkinhead 2, mixed with the horrible CGI of Pumpkinhead 3. So the main plot, one hillbilly family hates the other hillbilly family. They have this huge feud, and what is it all about? It seems like it's about cars and just the hatred of another hillbilly family, like moonshiner people coming together to fight. It's that ridiculous, and you're just kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? What does this have to do with any of the past 3 movies that I saw? So the movie starts off setting us up with one hillbilly family at a wedding, having a good time, drinking moonshine and doing whatever hillbillies do. And then all of a sudden, the other rival hillbilly family comes, and it turns into like a 12-minute scene of the hillbilly wedding Royal Rumble downstairs.
See, much to his chagrin. Oh, nice counter move by Davey Boy. Incidentally, President Jack Tunney certainly was no. Rumble going all over the world. Drop kick, and he's out. No. It's back to Bulldog and Flair. Davey said it's you and me, Flair. This isn't fair to Flair. This is not fair to Flair. It certainly is. All's fair in the Royal Rumble. Whoa. Sounds like a 357 Magnum.
Just to establish, in case the audience missed it, that these 2 hillbilly families really fucking hate each other to a point where they're gonna crash a wedding. But there's one hillbilly boy from one side of the family and a hillbilly girl from the other side of the family, and they love each other. But the guy's hillbilly family doesn't like that very much, so what do? Just like all the nonsensical Pumpkinhead movies, they take it to the extreme and they decide to try to rape and murder the hillbilly guy's sister, and she dies. Well, when he finds out she's dead, of course, he goes to Haggis. Now, this is what I will say. It was very cool finally to see Haggis make a return in her semi-looking form as she did in the first one. To be honest, she looks more like the kid in the Goosebumps The Haunted Mask 2. Like she's wearing the old man mask and it's very apparent.
Oh, you smell, mister.
Take it off.
But it was cool that she had similar voices, she acted similar, and Lance Henriksen's ghost, Ed Harley, is still running around the woods of this place warning people, don't do that. You're gonna cause so much pain. You're gonna burn in hell. But of course nobody listens to Ed Harley's ghost. Everyone just kind of like, get out of here. Even Haggis, when Ed Harley comes and like visits Haggis and like talks to her, she's even kind of annoyed that he's still hanging around and just kind of gives him the brush off as well. So the one hillbilly guy is stricken with grief because of his sister's death and calls upon Pumpkinhead to kill the entire family of the hillbilly girl that he loves, not really realizing that this girl that he loves might not appreciate that, because Pumpkinhead, as we know, is not gonna just pick and choose who's guilty. When he's told to do something exactly, he's gonna do it. So he's murdering people that aren't even a part of it, murdering their family members, murdering their children, murdering their daughters. And obviously she's very upset with this. And Lance Hendrickson the whole time just keeps popping in like Obi-Wan Kenobi to Luke Skywalker to the hillbilly guy who called Pumpkinhead. He's just like, you know, I tried to warn you. You know, you should have listened to the stories about me and my family. Ugh. Pumpkinhead's attack moves are basically the same thing that they were in the last two Pumpkinhead movies. The bitch slap maneuver comes back and slicing people's throats. Now, there are a couple of scenes where Pumpkinhead does a little bit of creativity. At least he pulls one guy's head off. He stomps on one guy's head like it's a fucking rotting pumpkin and it just blows up. That stuff is kind of cool, but it's not enough. It's not enough, and it's so far in between. When he is killing people, most of the time, the hillbillies, because there's so fucking many of them, you forget and realize whose family is who. Like, I think one is called the Hatfields, and how they distinguish themselves is by wearing fucking hats. It's that fucking stupid. So, the death scenes are, a lot of them are off screen. You're seeing just people's like body parts and shit all over the place. Like Pumpkinhead like ripped them apart, but you never got to see anything. So obviously not very good compared to the first one. So as Pumpkinhead is down to his final victim of the Hatfield hillbilly clan, the girlfriend starts talking to Ed Harley, and Ed Harley's like, you know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta do. You gotta kill him. You gotta kill your love. You gotta kill this boy. And then the boy realizes it finally, that he's like, I love you, just kill me. And she shoots him, and Pumpkinhead dies. That's it. That's the end of the movie. So, what can I say more about this movie? There's so much talking involved that has nothing to do with Pumpkinhead. So much irrelevant hillbilly stuff that's going on. We're talking about them talking about moonshine and fucking hunting and all this shit that's like completely irrelevant to the curse of Pumpkinhead, to the events that even have unfolded within their clan rivalry. The fact that this sister gets murdered kind of just like gets thrown out the window within the first 5 seconds, and the family just kind of goes about their day and acts like everything's fine after the fact. It's pretty ridiculous. So on a scale of 1 to 10, this one is really bad. I would say avoid it altogether. Pumpkinhead 4, Blood Feud, I would probably rank it at a 2.
Tragedy, ain't it?
The only reason I'm not giving it a 1 is because the times where I laughed at the most nonsensical shit, like the Hillbilly Royal Rumble and shit that was going on in the movie. And the fact that Pumpkinhead actually kills people a couple more times instead of just bitch slapping them around the whole time. It's cool that Ed Harley's back, but like I said in the last movie review, where they had Ed Harley and the guy that played Pinhead, this was just a fucking phoned in performance, it felt like. Lance Hendrickson got another call, and he's like, fuck, easy ass money again. The Sci-Fi Channel will never learn. I bet most of the movie's budget, once again, went to Lance Hendrickson because, fuck, who doesn't love him? Who doesn't love Bishop?
You sure you don't want some?
Just stay away from me, Bishop. You got that straight?
Now here's the real frustrating part about this entire movie. It has nothing to do with the actual movie itself. Out of all 4 Pumpkinhead films, this one was the hardest to fucking find to watch. I looked on every streaming service. I looked on eBay. I looked on Amazon. Sure, you can get them if you want to pay $20, $40, $30, $70 for a fucking DVD copy of this movie. And it's the shittiest one. I get it's probably a low print fucking DVD because of how bad the movie is, but it's literally available nowhere to stream except for Amazon and I think Apple. If you want to pay a full $20 for a movie that came out the year I graduated high school. Fucking ridiculous. Don't watch the movie. The way I got around it was I had to find it for free thanks to Reddit. Reddit helped me out a lot. There's also a free version on YouTube, but it's the Spanish version, and I don't know how to speak Spanish. But I probably would have been more entertained by the voiceovers in Spanish than I would have been watching this movie. Could you imagine? Actually, I probably should have checked it out. The Hillbilly Royal Rumble in Spanish. This movie, out of all four, like I said, is the worst one. Don't go out of your way to watch it. The reason why I'm doing it finally is because once again, we're back in the heat of summer, and Pumpkinhead, despite any kind of popular belief, is not a Halloween movie at all. Like I said, it's one of the dirtiest, dustiest settings in horror movies at some points. Like I told you in the first one, the dog drinks dust. That's how dusty it is. When I was doing the Pumpkinhead reviews for all these movies, I was not expecting the franchise to get like super bad. You know, like Jason movies, there's a ton of them. Freddy Krueger movies, a ton. Chucky movies, a ton. Scream, a ton now. And Pumpkinhead, there's only 4, and that's where it fucking should stay. That's where it should stay unless they completely remake the movie, the first movie, and bring back Lance Hendrickson's character. Other than that, they should just leave Pumpkinhead alone. And obviously it has been dead and buried for quite a while, because now we're coming on like almost 20 years since the last Pumpkinhead movie. And it's for the best. If you can't make a good film, then why ruin it? Like, why ruin a franchise like this? I thought 2 was fucking stupid. Pumpkinhead finger painting all over the fucking place. The third one, completely retarded. And now this one. I literally felt like my IQ points were dropping as I'm watching it. I felt like I was as hillbilly as them as I was watching the movie. And then, like I said, I got so bored that I found myself on my phone most of the time because they just keep talking like, dun dun dun, Pumpkinhead, dun dun dun. Oh, they're talking about moonshine, dun dun dun, Pumpkinhead. That's how this movie is. So do yourself a favor, avoid this one if you can, unless it's free and you really want to see the fucking train wreck. But I'm warning you, it's more boring than it is anything else. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I know it was a short one, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next movie review. And we're finally, in the next game review, getting to Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings, the game. I warned you about it. I warned myself about it. But still, I ended up getting it. Anyway, have a good night, and this is Forrest, this is Retro or Die, and I'll see you on the next video.
Tragedy, ain't it?